What's going on, guys? Cody from Motorcycle MD. Welcome to video 3 of the CB900f rear brake series, mini series, what we're calling it. First video, we took the system apart. Second video, we rebuilt the rear brake caliper, and in this third video, we are rebuilding the workhorse of the entire system, the rear brake master cylinder. All of these videos, as far as the caliper goes and the master cylinder goes, are identical to a lot of the main systems that are on new bikes today. Okay, same exact parts, maybe smaller, maybe tighter, maybe a different color, who knows? But they all will function relatively the same way, unless you get into like split systems and that kind of stuff. So, although this is 900F stuff, you can apply it to just about any hydraulic rear brake master cylinder that Honda has put out, or many other bikes. Watch video 1, video 2, watch them. Those are what's leading up to this final part. We want to make sure that the master cylinder is perfect. If you have a rear brake issue, you need to be rebuilding both of these parts. If one is bad, it's likely the other one is experiencing the same type of issue. And it's hard to tell which part is causing the issue because they both will have the same type of symptom, all right? So if one is bad, both are bad. Do them both, do it the right way. Let's dive in. What we don't want to do is adjust here. If you like the way that your control was, it wasn't right off the bat when you were using the rear brake, this is where your adjustment would be, okay? Little lock nut, and you can take this out to remove play out of the rear brake, or you can take some in so you have a little bit of free play before you start stomping on the rear brake. That's all up to you, okay? And this one I feel like is very sensitive, but I think it might have been caused by just how poorly this system was working, so we'll find out later. I do have a fresh rebuild kit that I found on eBay, new old stock part number, and the parts that I need to rebuild this set. The one thing that I don't think it comes with is if there's a seal here. So we're going to crack this open and see what's going on behind door number 1. Yep, that's what I thought. There is a rubber seal here. I might need to track this down. And we got some crud. Okay, see, we do have a relief port here. That very small top hole, that's usually what causes the issue. You get crud like this built inside. This crystallizes. That relief port, so this is where the fluid's coming in at. Okay, you have a piston that's functioning to push pressure up and out. Okay, to the brake lines, the rear brake. So when it goes up, it takes the fluid that's in the cylinder and pushes it up. On its way back down, the relief hole allows it for any excess that gets pushed through here, pressurizing, gets flown out of the relief hole here, kind of refills itself in a way. If that relief hole gets clogged, when you go to push this up, it locks, okay, and it holds that pressure inside the cylinder, right? And that's when the drag begins, okay? So this is a very important area we need to pay attention to. See if we can't sneak in here without removing this piece. That'd be awesome. Sometimes you gotta. No real leakage. Sometimes these will just get so rusted up, man, you can't even get the snap ring out. And that's a miserable time. What I like to do is when I'm done and I seal this all up, I'll actually pack this with a little bit of grease to keep this stuff from rusting, man, because that's just a nightmare when that happens. Luckily this is facing downward, so it's not facing, or you're not dealing with it too often, but you never know. So let's see if we can't grab this snap ring out. We'll have to put some pressure downward, okay? See if we can't grab a hold of it. Sorry, I can't get this in the shot, but it's just, you gotta work with it. So bear with me. Let me try these. I haven't even used these things yet. Oh yeah, that's much better. Just kind of put a little pressure downward, pull the snap ring, wiggle it out. That came out really easy. So, this is where we want to start paying attention, okay, as to how this thing's coming apart. Alright, so here we see we have our snap ring, which is in great shape. This stuff, it looks like it was taken care of. Someone's been either doing the fluid or recently rebuilt it, because I've seen these things in a lot worse shape. But regardless, we need to pay attention to how this is coming out, okay, because you don't want to forget. Right, let's say you needed some more parts, you had to wait and order it. So we're going to pull this out as it comes out. We have our piston here, okay, that's pushing on top of here. We have a seal right behind that, okay, right there. You can see, look at the way that it's facing. Alright, it's a little cup seal. It's holding on to pressure that way. Okay, now we should have a little plunger, the rubber seal up against it, okay, with a little spring tension. Notice how the cup seal is facing onto the spring. Okay, so it's going in like this. And that's it. Alright, just pay attention to that. With any master cylinder you rebuild, it's going to look pretty much like that. What we're looking for here is corrosion taking place inside of there. This one looks really, really awesome. Nice mirror finish. Sometimes you'll see the crusty stuff from here, like we did on the caliper in the first video, inside of here, okay? Sometimes these can get stuck, okay? Alright, so we want to pay attention to that, okay? If you're running into that, there are very, very good tools you can use, and then there's processes that work to clean them out. They have, if you guys have ever seen like a cylinder bore with stones, it's got like a little tripod, and they fling out to grab a hold of the cylinder, and then you can run that with a tool, and run that up inside and kind of hone that. What I can do as well, or what you can do, if that was the case where I had a bunch of corrosion, which I don't, I mean it looks perfect inside of there. Take your steel wool, you can run that into a nice tight wad, a little ball, and run it down inside of there, and run it on top of a very thin, small drill bit, and you can just run that in, right, and kind of hone that out with the steel wool. You gotta get all that debris out. Obviously you don't want to drill into the back of this thing and bust out the top, that'd be stupid. You don't want to score the sides up, but the steel wool is going to polish it, so it's going to make it look really, really nice. And I've done it 1,000 times, okay? Or you can get the right tool, which are just very small cylinder hone tools, which honestly I think will be a waste of your money, but it's up to you. But all we're going to do is clean it up, man. We got this section right here, which is super important. Kind of blow through those orifices. Relief hole. If you have like a nice razor blade, you can kind of clean the top of this up nice and clean. Any dry debris, keep it nice and flat. Make a brand new surface. Okay. This one's way easier than the caliper. Okay, we want to clean all this muck out. That's where that rubber seal goes. And look for any other debris that's kind of hiding out. Look inside of here, inside of threads, look for any of the crap hanging out in the top of that. Just really be meticulous about it. I'm going to take this, shove it in there. Nice and clean. Alright, so we also need to inspect that relief hole is clear. Okay? Trying to line up in there, see that relief hole at the top, nice and clean. Really inspect. You want to get like a jeweler's glass and look inside of the actual the walls of that hole. Get it nice and clean, but we want to see light through that relief hole. Okay, it's vital to your entire process. Okay, if it's not clean, you can run some wire through it. Okay, you can see it's kind of like cone shaped as it goes down and focuses into one small hole. Okay, nice little wire. Let's see if these fit. Teeny tiny. Probably not. No, it doesn't fit. Carburetor tool. Clean the inside of the walls. Whatever you got, man. Just be creative. That small hole, what I've found that you can use is very tiny wire like this. Okay, this is off of like a steel brush that I pulled from the brush itself. And the brush just kind of yanked it out, put in a little hand drill. I think this mic's out to be 0.32 millimeters, but this should fit straight into that hole. Okay, I can take this and kind of scrub that hole as well. But yeah, it fits right in. No problem. I found that this is really the only wire that will fit in through here and fit nice and clean. 0.32 millimeter wire. It might even be a 0.35. Okay. Kind of blast that. And we'll blow it out with some compressed air. Alright, so we know how this works. Let's go ahead and throw a fresh rag down. And we'll install our new parts. I really wish it came with that O-ring. It's kind of frustrating that you buy a rebuild kit for a Master Sonar, but then it doesn't come with all the parts. Thanks, Honda. Anyways, we know how this is laid out. We got that there. We got two different seals. Pretty straightforward. You know which one goes where. This one goes on top of the spring. Easy. And this one's going to go on top of here. Now this is very difficult to do because the holes are so much smaller, but where it lands is what's important. So what you can do is, obviously we need it to face with the cup side towards the fluid. Okay, so it's going to go in like that. Cup side facing that way, not the reverse way. Even though you think that that's how it goes in because it'd be nice and smooth, you're wrong. Okay, cup side, the flared out portion is going to go down into the cylinder. Okay, so we need to get this on. Okay, you got to force it on. And this is not easy to do. Alright, I take this side, try to stab myself straight in the finger. That's ideal. You can use grease if you want, but sometimes it makes it even harder. Come on, baby. Ouch. No, no, no. Hiya. Ta-da. Perfect. Alright, very easy. Okay, very easy method. All we want to do is make sure that this is down there nice and good. Let's grab some Q-tips. Oops. Let's kind of lubricate that cylinder. Put some on the seal. Put some on this seal. Okay. Kind of fold in the sides. Slip in there pretty easily. Take this guy. I'm going to go right down on top there like that. Okay. Got to make sure that this seal does not fold out. Use a little pick. Apply a little bit of pressure. Run it around. Kind of spin it as you go in. You can function that. Make sure it's... If I got the seal in wrong, I would know by now. Okay. Okay, we'll take our hold. Grab a hold of that. We want to use our new circ clip if we want. This one's actually in really good shape. This one looks brand new, so we'll just use this one. You know what? Why not? We got the new part. We grab our snap ring, take that off of there. Snap ring is going to have a rounded edge and a flatter edge. Flatter edge is going to go towards the force point. So our flat edge of the snap ring will face out. It'll go up against the land, not rounded that way. Let's see if we can't sneak this off. Oh, we can. So our old boot, it's in great shape, but we got a brand new one. Yeah. Alright, cool. Did I do that wrong? Yep. Wait, did I? Yep, I sure did. Cool. Just gonna wrap this back down so it's out of the way. New snap ring. Put that back on in there. And here's the fun part, okay? It's nice to put this in like a vise and work with it, but you're just gonna have to not see the shot. It's not all the way in yet. There we go. Now it's in. We can take that if you want and kind of spin it just to make sure. I'm happy with that. Take some grease, kind of throw it in there. Boom. Okay. Now I'm gonna get a new O-ring for this. I don't have one with me because it didn't come with the kit, but the new O-ring will go inside of there. Make sure we clean this all up before we're done. And reinstall our screws, and we'll run with it. And we'll get this reinstalled, torqued down. The lines ran on it, new crush washers for our banjo bolt, and we'll bleed this thing out and make sure it's all working good. that wraps up the CB900F brake series that we did. Okay, all parts and tools that I might have used will be in the description below. I hope you guys find some value in that. Almost all of the parts are still available to do this job. If you haven't already, be sure to join the mailing list. That's where notifications of these videos come out, as well as a free troubleshooting cheat sheet that I made hand draw just for you to use when it comes to diagnosing your bike the simplest way, the fastest way possible. Join the mailing list, you'll get that for free just for hanging out. For those of you who do not know, I do run an Inner Circle membership. That's where you can deep dive into your bike. Me and many other quality people can help you solve the issues that you have with your bike. If you need carburetor videos, rebuilds, check out the website, motorcyclemd.com. Follow me on Instagram, /TheMotorcycleMD. I post stuff from the shop all the time. Until then, Cody from Motorcycle MD, bringing you guys some quality tips and tricks for your next build or your daily rider. See you around. Peace.